a 7-hour drive, so it couldn't have been very far into Montana, right?
I don't know.
Glendive?
Maybe. Yes, we went right through there because
Okay.
we was hired and tried to go
Okay.
get one
So you
there.
went through Glendive.
So we went through there and then.
Were you up in the mountains at all? Oh, okay.
No, we're in a pasture.
Well, you
We
went through
literally
Glendive,
go
so
on the
yeah.
goat trail to get to where we were. Very, very rustic. No running water.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, we all like running water, but it's okay for a while.
Yeah, I mean, sharing a porta potty with 40 dudes isn't my ideal bathroom experience, but I'll do it if I have to.
All right, so for our practice today, we don't necessarily need any props. Just your yoga mat would be good, and then we're gonna start out laying down for our opening meditation today, and just take some time to just relax and really kind of settle in to our practice today. For our physical practice, we're going to work through different variations of like figure 4 and pigeon pose, which are essentially the same hip opening type posture, but we can work through that lying down, seated, and standing. So we'll be working on that for our practice today. But for now, let's just go ahead and lie down and close our eyes. If you need to stretch out your body and reach through the arms and legs, you can do that as well. And then just begin to settle into a position that feels comfortable. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and exhaling deeply. Relaxing your jaw. Continuing to breathe deeply in and out through the nose or the mouth. Let your mind become aware of your feet. Begin to feel a soft golden glow. Begin to enter your feet. Let it fill your feet with warmth and relaxation. Just allowing the feet to naturally fall wherever they need to go, letting them go. Feeling that soft golden light begin to move up into your ankles. Feel your ankles become warm and relaxed. The muscles in your ankles relax. Now feel the soft golden glow begin to move up into your calves and shins. Feel your calves as they sink more deeply into the mat beneath you. The muscles on top of the shins relax. Feeling them just let go. Feeling a soft golden light move up into your knees. Let the warmth fill your knees. Let the kneecaps relax. Feel the back of your knees relax. Feel the muscles around your knees relax. Allowing this warmth to move up into the thighs. Letting the big muscle groups in the thighs relax. Feel the back of your thighs sinking into the mat beneath you. Allowing this warm golden light move into the hip joints. Let your hips relax. Let the muscles in your groin relax. Feel the buttocks as they sink into the mat, and let those muscles relax too. Letting the warm golden light fill your abdomen. Feel a ball of golden light filling your abdominal area. Take a deep breath into the golden ball of light, feeling it expand and releasing that breath. Allowing the light to move up your spine. Feel as it bathes each and every one of your vertebrae. Become aware of the slight lift of the small of your back from the floor. Feel the space there. Feel the warm golden light flow up into your chest with each breath you take. Let your lungs be filled with warm golden light. Letting your mind move to your hands. Feeling this warmth fill each finger. Feel it fill the palm of each hand. Moving up into the wrists and the forearms. Feeling those muscles expand with the light. Let your elbows relax. Let the light move into your upper arms and shoulders. Let your shoulder blades relax and ease their way into the mat. Let the light enter your neck. Feel your neck and throat begin to relax. Swallow gently and feel your throat open. Separate your lips slightly and then close them. Let your tongue drop into a relaxed position. Feel the warm golden light as it fills your entire head and face. Allowing the ears to relax. Let your eyes relax. Allow that little space between your eyebrows to relax. Let your forehead relax. Let the top of your head relax. Just let go. Let's finish with 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose or the mouth. And then just taking your time, just easily begin to move your body as well. Maybe gently shaking the head from side to side, maybe reaching the arms overhead, maybe windshield wiper knees from side to side, moving fingers, toes. And then as you feel ready, go ahead and draw your knees into your chest and give them a little hug. Taking your time, go ahead and roll over onto one side. And then we'll come up to a tabletop position and gently shift back into child's pose. Let's hang out here heavy for a moment. Move forward into a tabletop position. Take a couple of rounds of cat and cow breath. And then let's find our way back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels a couple of times. Start to bend into our knees. And then shift your weight into the right leg and right arm as we move into a side plank with a rainbow shape. So let's lift our hips upward. On the exhale, let's draw elbow towards the knee. If you'd like to drop the bottom knee down, go ahead. Stretch out long back to your version of side plank, and then step your left leg to the top of the mat. Reach the arms up high, high lunge. Then open palm twist to your left. Low lunge, both hands back down to the mat. And let's move through a vinyasa here. Feel free to add in chaturanga or open it. And then we'll bend into our knees. Shift the weight into the left leg and arm. As we move into side plank, rainbow shape, hips lifting upward. On the exhale, elbow towards the knee. Again, you can drop this bottom knee down as well. Back to your side plank. And then step the right leg to the top of the mat, lunge. High lunge, reaching up. Open palm twist to your right. Low lunge back down to the mat. And a vinyasa. On the next inhale breath, let's take a right leg high. And then an open hip position as we bend at the knee, dropping the foot over to your left. On your next exhale breath, let's bring our right knee towards the right arm and hold. Squeeze it in, draw the core in. Go ahead and step outside of your right hand. Then we're going to set our back knee down. So we're going to stay high in this runner's lunge. If it feels okay with your left knee, just kind of shifting your weight forward and back here a little bit. With the right leg forward, we're going to turn to a variation of side plank facing your right. So you're going to move onto the pinky toe side of your back foot and then turn your right toes to point to your right side here. Lower the hips down towards the mat. Turn back to lunge facing forward. Let's step back to downward facing dog. The next inhale breath, let's take left leg high into our open hip position. On the exhale breath, left knee towards left arm, hold. And then go ahead and step outside of the left hand. Moving into our runner's lunge. You can go ahead and set your back knee down if that feels okay. You could also keep it lifted here and then just shifting forward and backward, just working into the hips a little bit, just some micro movement here. So we're going to turn to face our left side, so your right hand is support. Turn your left toes to point to the left. You're on the pinky toe side of your right foot. Lower the hips down towards the floor. And then turn to lunge, facing forward, and step back to downward dog. On your next exhale breath, let's step our right leg forward. Reaching up for high lunge. On your exhale breath, let's step up to forward fold. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, mountain with your version of back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Step back to plank. And vinyasa. On the exhale, let's step our left leg forward. High lunge. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift. Exhale, chair. Taking a breath in on your exhale, standing with a back bend. Fold forward. And a vinyasa. Stepping right leg forward, lunge. High lunge. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift. Chair. Standing mountain pose. Back bend if you choose. Exhale and fold forward. Vinyasa. On the exhale, stepping left leg forward. Reaching arms up high. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift. Chair. Standing back bend. Fold forward. Vinyasa. Taking a couple more moments of pause here. Down dog, child's pose. Maybe another vinyasa here. Up to you, you choose for your practice. We'll let our meeting place be downward facing dog. On the next inhale breath, let's take our right leg high. As you exhale, draw right knee towards right arm. And then step through to lunge. Let's reach our arms up high, high lunge. We're going to bring our hands to our hips or hands to heart. You're up to you. And then warrior three. Let's extend our left leg behind us, toes point down, level out the hips. Go ahead and swing the left leg through one-legged Tadasana. Crossing left leg over the right. Let's sit down into figure four. Again, hands can come to heart, maybe hips. As an option in our figure four position, stay right here if you choose, our hands on the hips. As an option, add a twist as we take the back of our left hand to the bottom of our left foot, reaching the right arm up towards the sky. So as you turn, maybe turn the gaze, but maybe your gaze stays forward. Back to figure four, hands at the heart, maybe you're reaching the arms up, maybe hands at the hips. If the hands aren't at the hips already, go ahead and bring them there. Let's uncross the legs, send it back to warrior three. So left leg back to warrior three. Gently go ahead and set your left foot down. High lunge, let's reach our arms overhead. Warrior two. Triangle pose, straighten out the front leg, dropping right arm down, left arm up. And then low lunge twist. Go ahead and bring left hand all the way down to the mat, right arm up. And then we're going to turn to side plank facing right. As an option here, we can lift our top leg and then think about figure 4 position. So we're crossing the right leg over the left. And then go ahead and set your hips down. We're going to face the back of the mat. So your right leg's just crossed over the left as you sit down here. Take a nice deep breath in as you lengthen through your spine. And then as you exhale, let's fold forward. So the knee is like crossed over like you would be sitting down into a figure 4. And we're going to lift our torso up. Keep the leg crossed as it is. Bring your hands behind your hips. Step your left foot in. We're going to move into reverse tabletop with the right leg crossed over. Gently set the hips back down on the mat. You're going to take your top leg here that's crossed over, right leg, step it over towards the right side of your mat. And then we'll turn to face the front of our mat in a wider forward fold here. Start to sit down into a wide squat horse pose. So inhale, let's come all the way up to standing. Reach the arms overhead, step your feet together. We're going to move down into, you can come down either into toes pose with the balance. As an option, maybe taking your right leg over the left and balancing in one-legged toes pose. I don't quite have the balance yet, so I'm going to bring my hands down to the floor. Again, this can be right leg crossed over or it can be toes pose here. So with the leg crossed over, we're going to lift our hips up into the air. So we're in a figure 4, folding forward here. This doesn't feel good in your hips. Both feet down on the ground here. As you come back up, let's move into figure 4. So if your leg was crossed over, just lifting up, reaching the arms into the air. Let's set our hips back just a little bit farther. If it feels okay with you, keeping down into this squat, reaching down towards the floor. Maybe you reach, maybe you don't. If you had a block, that could be a great place for a block here too. You could also bring the hands to the shins. Let's come all the way up to standing. Go ahead and uncross the legs. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, fold forward. End of vinyasa. Let's take a left leg high on the inhale. As you exhale, left knee to left arm. Stepping the leg through to lunge. And we'll come up to high lunge. Let's go ahead and draw our hands to our hips. Start to shift forward into warrior 3. Point your right toes down. See if you can find level hips here. And then we'll swing our right leg through one-legged Tadasana. Crossing the right leg over the left as we sit down into figure 4. Optional twist here as we take the right hand, back of the right hand to the bottom of the right foot. Left arm reaches up. Gaze is the last thing to turn if you choose to do so. Come back to your figure four. Let's draw our hands to our hips if they're not there already. Uncross the right leg, send it back to warrior three. Gently step back onto the mat, high lunge. Warrior two. Triangle pose. And low lunge twist. Right hand all the way down to the mat, left arm reaches up. And then we'll turn to a side plank facing left. We're going to take our top leg, move into a figure four position. So your toes, your left toes can be down on the mat. Set the hip down. Your left leg's crossed over the right, and however we get here is fine. Find some length through your spine as you inhale, and then exhale. Fold forward any amount here. Now lift the torso, walk the hands behind the hips, step your right foot in, reverse tabletop with the left leg crossed over. And then gently set the hips back down on the mat. Step your left foot over to the left side. So we're going to returning around to face the front of the mat. No wider leg forward fold here, so feet maybe about the width of your mat, maybe a little wider. Let's sit down into a wide squat for horse pose. And then come all the way up to standing, reach up tall. And then bring your feet together. So we're gonna sit down again, either into toes pose here, or as an option, we can cross one leg over and begin to sit down into one-legged toes pose. Begin to lift your hips into the air into either figure four, forward fold, or both feet on the floor, forward fold. Come back to figure four. Sit down into your squat. Sit maybe a little lower. Maybe a little lower. Again, you can take that option to reach down towards the floor. Maybe reach down towards the shins, maybe elbows to the shins. Let's begin to straighten out and stand up, reach up tall. Exhale, fold forward. and a vinyasa. And then coming down to child's pose. From your child's pose, let's move back to downward facing dog. And then we're going to bring our right leg forward and into pigeon pose. So we move into pigeon. We extend the left leg back. We're going to make this an active pigeon to begin with. So stay upright with the chest upright here. And then we'll have our hands either on the floor here. If you have blocks and that feels better, have your hands on blocks. Act as if you're going to draw both of your knees towards one another. So you should have like your pelvis lifting away from the mat. You should feel legs engaged here. Just a lot of squeezing towards the midline. And then go ahead and release that. Let's step back to downward dog. And then switch. Bring your left leg forward. Take a moment here just to settle in so that you can find a comfortable position, a nice level position with your hips. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're drawing our knees towards one another, drawing everything towards the center hip line. Continue to breathe. And then go ahead and release. Come back to your downward dog or tabletop. Let's switch it out one more time. Bring your right leg forward. This time let's settle down into a more relaxed pigeon pose, just allowing yourself to sink towards the floor. You can fold forward here if you like. And then we're going to switch out the legs. So again, let's come either back to tabletop or downward dog. Left leg will move forward. Take your time to settle in. Make adjustments as needed. If you need extra support under your hip, you can always fold your mat, add a block or a blanket. And then let's go ahead and swing our back leg around to the top of the mat. Let's set both feet down, knees bent. Wrap your arms around your shins, tuck the head in towards the knees. And then go ahead and roll onto your back. A gentle rock of the knees, with the chest. And set your feet down on the mat. Let's cross our left leg over the right. Draw the right leg in towards the chest and you can grab behind the hamstring here. Sometimes if you have more space and your hips are feeling fairly open, you can also reach around to the front side of the shin. And then we release the leg. Keep the leg crossed over in your figure four. Drop your left foot over to the right side of the mat. It'll be our version of twist today. You can extend your left arm out towards the left side or maybe even taking your arms out in a T. Of course, you're welcome to do any version of twist that suits your practice better. And then we'll come back to the center. Switch out the legs. The right leg will cross over the left. Figure four stretch. And then we move to our twist, dropping right foot over to your left side. Arms out. Maybe just the right arm out. And then we'll come back to the center. Let's find a big stretch, reaching arms overhead, pointing the toes. Breath in, and on your exhale, your Shavasana. Just taking the next few minutes to completely relax. Just beginning to awaken from your Shavasana in any way that you choose, breath and movement, both. We close our practice with the breath together. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Namaste.
Namaste.